Flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're now listening to the Mind of Planetary's Moon. I'm the Archangel Uriel. I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now, we're going to talk about what's going on with the motherfucking energies that's going on right now. I'm going to do a single breakdown with all the signs also, but I just want to do a regular, because, you know, people have been asking me a lot of questions, so I might as well knock a lot of birds out with one stone, you feel me? You feel me? Right now, I know where the plan is at. I just like to go on a website where I can see where they at, if I can know the Pacific degree and all that shit. So, you know, and make sure I stay on point, stay on task. Because I could do some shit like this. I sit here and talk about the whole energy of the day before looking at the planets. And then once you look at the planets, you're going to be like, oh damn, it basically say the same shit anyway. But I like to get into detail just in case people like to know what Pacific sign they are and things like that. So, you know. Alright, now we already know the sun. The sun is in Scorpio. So with the sun being in Scorpio right now, your deep desires is being illuminated right now. You know what I'm saying? Things you really want to do. Your intentions is being illuminated right now. People see what you do. You know what I'm saying? Even if they didn't like things that people didn't notice about you before, they notice it now. Whether it's positive or good. You know what I'm saying? Your good attributes and your bad, your negative attributes. You know what I'm saying? People seeing all that right now. You know, hidden taboo subjects is reaching the surface now. You know what I'm saying? If you was ever in like a group discussion or ever was in a situation amongst others, you're starting to get to the meat of the bone of whatever situation you guys are into or whatever you're communicating about or whatever you're thinking about. You're reaching the deep root surface of it now. You know what I'm saying? Also when it comes to the sun being in Scorpio right now, as far as the energy, actions and the way you act to a certain degree should be held reserved right now. So you shouldn't be acting out you should have a little bit more control of your emotions, but on the same flip side, not let your emotions take control over you. See, that's the thin line Scorpios deal with. See, they want to appear like they got everything under control, but it could be turbulent with inside. And then you have them Scorpios that is in vice versa. They're turbulent on the outside. They want to appear controlled in the inside, but by doing that they act out, so they appear turbulent on the outside. So you know what I'm saying, right now that balance scale right now is going on with people's actions right now. Do people want to act out or don't act out? Do they want to really reveal themselves or don't reveal themselves? Do they want to talk about that or don't want to talk about that? Do they want to do that or don't want to do that? That's what's going on right now. Intentions on a deep level. So that's the energy as far as the sun. You know what I'm saying? Now when we go into the moon, right now the moon is in Aquarius. So the energy right now of the best compatible way. Now look, when I do these planetary readings and you're not quite sure how it applies to you, this is how you allow it to apply to you. The sign that the planets are in is the actual energy flow that's going on right now. So look at it like that. So whatever sign you are, like we said, the sun is your actions, moon is your reactions, Mercury is how you think, how you communicate. Whatever sign you are, the relationship it has with the planets today is going to be the relationship your energy have with the energy on today. So you could be communicating with someone who's not a Scorpio today. But as far as the energy itself, by the sun being in Scorpio, and if the sun represents vitality, actions, and energy and the way you act, then to a certain degree, it doesn't matter what sign you are, you have to apply yourself to that energy. So whether it's going to be hard or good, it depends on your sign that you're applying. If it's your Mercury, say your Mercury is in Leo. So you know the way you think and communicate is going to be square to the energy of today of how you should actually communicate and think. So the better you know how to relate your energy with the energy with someone else or today, period, that's the better you know how to have all doors open for you and all opportunities be in your favor. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's like, for an example, the sun is in Scorpio. Now, if your sun is a sextile, which would be Virgo or Capricorn, then you know your actions is going to see a lot of opportunities in order to get to the meat of the bone of the situations or be enlightened about a situation you was in the dark in. If your sun is a square to today's sun, then we know your actions and the way you act has something to learn about deep situations or the meat of the bone of the situation. You see what I'm saying? If it's a trine, then that means you're going to support situations that allow people to reach to the meat of the bone or reach to the surface. If your sun conjunct today, then that means your actions are these energies, you are the subject of conversation when someone trying to reach deep or something like that. And then if it's opposition, then you are the one opposing, being negative in today's energy, or you're allowing yourself to give your ideas to today's energy and let today's energy, the universe, give you ideas back. That's give and receive. See what I'm saying? And that is just your sun. You do that with your moon, how your reaction is going to compare to today, your Mercury and all that. So when we get to the moon is in Aquarius. Now the moon is squaring today's sun. So off the back, the energy flow of how things should be taken in general, when your actions and the way you act is being took upon, by nature right now, you're gonna have to you need a little bit of you have to learn a little bit from how you react to the things that you're consciously aware of. Like I say, your actions, your sun, that's things you're consciously aware of. Your reactions, your moon, is things that you're subconsciously aware of. So you have to learn. They have to learn from each other today. So you may perceive something to be one way, but it's not that way. You see what I'm saying? So your job is to not get emotionally involved into that concept to the point that you start acting it out, because you could be putting yourself in a realm of reality that you was wrong. You see what I'm saying? So that's the kind of energy that the sun and moon is going on through today. You know what I'm saying? So kind of keep your mind open for all affairs of reality, regardless of how you feel about the situation. And that's what Aquarius is like to do the most. They like to put their feelings in a box. They don't like to experience their feelings and feel the emotions of their feelings like water signs, and they don't like to really express their feelings to a degree, or try to see their feelings for what they are, like a fire sign. They try to intellectually understand their feelings, put it in a box, and communicate it. So if an Aquarius is angry at you, they're going to communicate they're angry at you. They're not going to run off of anger while they mad at you. So when the moon comes here and is squaring the sun, that's the dilemma that the moon and the sun energy is carrying. So to a certain degree, that's how you have to look at things going through each situation. That, okay, yeah, it's good to have intentions, but don't get too emotionally possessed of the thing that you intend to do. So that's key for today. And we're just on the sun and moon. Let's get to Mercury. Now, Mercury is in Scorpio. So Mercury right now, the way Earth is thinking right now, Earth is thinking and communicating in a way that's want to get deep, want to get dark. So or not. When I say dark, don't look at it as negative. Dark just meaning as the things that you don't see. You know what I'm saying? For an example, when you in your room and you getting dressed, nobody don't see that, but they see what you wearing when you come out and show them what you wearing. So now people want to talk about the process of you being in the room before you getting dressed. If y'all get my analogy. That's the process that's going on right now. Behind closed doors type of conversations, behind the scenes type of conversations, behind the camera type conversations. That's what's more key and more important on right now. So you could go like, if you're an air sign, you may have issues right now with the energy that's going on right now amongst the earth, because you are people who like to communicate about anything. So if you just want to communicate for the sake of communicating because it's quiet, you're going to find yourself in a situation of not getting feedback or no response, because instead of people wanting to relate to you in this time, the Mercury is in Scorpio, so people are going to be analyzing what you're talking about. So instead of you just thinking in your head, like for key examples, Gemini, for you to just think in your head that, okay, I don't want it to be quiet, so I'm just going to make up anything to talk about before we can talk about it. People are not relating in that way right now. People are going to relate to it in a way in their own brain, like this person doesn't know what they're talking about. Because why would they bring that up to talk about? It's not even something I want to talk about. So, you know what I'm saying? You see the dilemma here? So, they want to get to the root of the matter. So, you may find yourself getting nitpicked or find yourself getting dissected because people are trying to they want to understand the root of the matter. Like, why are you talking about that in the first place? So, keep that in mind, air signs, because when you think that you're just trying to uplift the room, you could be actually putting yourself in a bunch of paradigms and programs that others are in that room, and you don't like to get sucked in. You don't like to be concealed. So it's important for you to stay light right now and not get into anyone else's programs and paradigms. Now, when we talk about Venus is in Sagittarius. So the way Earth is loving, appreciating, valuing, and relating you all that's on Earth and everything that's in it right now, is doing it in a very outgoing way, upbeat way, uplifting, optimistic way. So right now, Earth is putting you in situations where it wants you to experience. It wants you to learn. It wants you to have a broad perspective. It wants you to travel. It wants you to see things. It wants you to do other things. It wants you to be connected and relate to everyone. That's what Earth wants you to do right now, because Venus is in Sagittarius. So overall, that's the energy and the aspects that's going on. So it wants you to be upbeat. It wants you to be cheer-hearted. It wants you to be relatable. It wants you to be able to see other people's visions and other people's ways of feeling about things, and be able for everyone to come to the conclusion and have an optimistic view on the whole broad perspective outlook. So that's what Venus loves to do right now. Venus, the Earth wants like, you should be learning something right now. You should be appreciating some type of learning process right now. You should be valuing your space right now, because you know Sagittarius like space and freedom. So you should be valuing your space. Anytime you don't, in this time right now, you're going to experience opposition. You should be also enjoying your experiences, whether it's good or bad. All experiences, enjoy them right now. Because it's going to give you a higher perspective, and it's going to give you a lot of knowledge and wisdom through that experience. So that's what Earth is telling all you humans to do right now. You feel me? By the Venus being in Sagittarius. Now Mars is in Capricorn. So Mars still here. Mars is exalted. It's in 28 degrees Capricorn right now. So it's at maximum exaltation. It's getting ready to be on its way back down. You know what I'm saying? So right now Mars is on top of the Earth right now. And from a Earth and Mars relationship position. You feel me? So we're right here, when we got Mars in Capricorn, we got Mars and cardinal Earth. So right now, Earth, by you being on Earth, the energy is constructing you to be intended to gain stability right now. Have your attentions on some type of stability or some type of foundation, something to fall back on. Build on something. You know what I'm saying? Earth is pushing you to build on something right now. And she wants you to build Torah, which I call it Torah. I want you to do all your information and learning and research on Torah, Gaia, and all that. And then I'm going to make a video on Earth and why does and the Earth elements and why Earth rules Taurus, aka Torah, you know what I'm saying, the zodiac sign, and the position that it holds from the perspective that you look from Earth and look up, and the perspective of the place of it, Pleiades and all that itself, and the placement it has in its own placement within space. And that's another video. You know what I'm saying? As far as Mars and Capricorn, you know what I'm saying, Earth right now is pushing all the beings inside it to get something to fall back on. So right now it's important for you to not have your intentions and your willpower on things that doesn't mean anything, or things that not going to get you from point A to point B, or things that's just out of pure inspiration. Capricorn like concrete. It like concrete goals. It like affirmation. It like assertiveness. It like reservedness. It like conservativeness. It like preparedness. You know what I'm saying? So any situation that you're not any situation that you put your intentions and willpower in, that you're not applying any of these traits in, you're gonna fall short in. You know what I'm saying? If you're not being practical, not basing your moves and your goals on timing, if you're not if your intentions and your willpower and your passions doesn't have a foundation, that a support system behind it, or any structural system, or any platform for you to get out your dreams, is not going to work. You know what I'm saying? So that's what Earth wants you to do right now by Mars being in Capricorn. Now let's go to Jupiter. Jupiter is how you're going to experience, because it deals with time. It's fluid, it's gas, but gas that's more getting ready to go into the fluid form before it becomes solid. And there's many gas, solid, and fluid forms in between those realm realities, but that's another video. We want to talk about Jupiter being in Libra. Now, Earth wants you to experience and learn. Now, this is the energy that's going on amongst Earth. So right now, you're being pushed to learn and experience and see the broad perspective, but in a very communicative way, and initiating thought. You know what I'm saying? Because we know Libra is cardinal, and we know air is thinking and communication. So right here, Jupiter is initiating new ways of thinking, and communicating. So if Jupiter is wisdom, knowledge, and how people experience, then that means Earth is trying to point you into a direction that the best way to learn on Earth right now and to experience and to gain knowledge right now is in a Libra way. So right now the best way to gain knowledge is in a communicative way. Communicate with someone, relate to people, tear down that opposition and fill the cup up with more compromising energy right now. This is the only way you're going to be able to learn now until Jupiter gets out of Libra. You know what I'm saying? Then you have to learn another type of way. But we all have our own ways of learning. But the better, like I said, key word, the better we relate our energies to today energy, the more we're going to see doors. So you can oppose all you want, but you're just going to put yourself in a bad situation. You have to relate to something to some type of degree, because God had to. That's the reason we had to. You know what I'm saying? And God didn't have to, but his nature calls for it. It's nature. I don't like y'all saying he either, even though I may fall short every now and then. But you know, as far as experiencing right now, it's important right now to experience things with others, to experience, or even on a one-on-one basis, learn things with others, communicate with others, relate on things, compromise, increase your diplomatic skills. You know what I'm saying? Even if you just got out of a relationship, you don't have to jump into another one, but just play with that thought right now. If you got someone in your life or someone and you want to play with the thought of a relationship, play with that thought right now, because this is where you're going to gain the most wisdom, knowledge, and experience right now, because Jupiter is in Libra. Now let's go into Saturn. Now Saturn is how one gains structure in one life, and it's also where one is going to put boundaries, restrictions, and limits on. Now, like I said, each planet does both things, the opposite. So it's also how you're not going to gain structure in your life, and it's also where it's also where you're going to see boundaries, restrictions, and limits at in your life. Like things that you want to do, but this is the reason why you can't do it. Things like that, you're going to see boundaries and restrictions and limits on. And the things you place boundaries and restrictions and limits on deals with your Saturn sign. For an example, if you got something that you just bought and you have to put it in the refrigerator and you have to title the name on it, then you put a boundary and restriction on that for no one else to touch it. So depending on what that object was, depends on your Saturn sign. So now let's go to Saturn is in Sagittarius. So, you know what I'm saying, Earth right now is pushing everybody to kind of get a little bit more loose, get a little bit more spontaneous, get a little bit more unrestricted. It's not saying break down all practicality. See, look, Saturn don't reflect any sunlight, so Saturn doesn't have anything to do with light or ego or what you think things appear to be. Saturn only cares about constructive time, yin, how you feel about it, your emotions, and how you can actually bring that into an experience so you can manifest it and will it into reality. So that's the only thing Saturn cares about. Saturn doesn't care about what you think things should be. So it's going to tear down that ego, and right now Saturn wants everyone to see the broader perspective. They want everyone to see that the only way you're going to even be able to put any structure in your life or put any boundaries and restrictions and limits in your life if you actually go out there and experience it. You can't act like you know before you experience it. You have to actually experience first, then apply what you know within the experience. But see, you could miss opportunities and pass up doors when you always trying to apply what you know before the experience. So therefore, you might as well not need no experiences. You don't need to be in God. You don't need to be in this space then, if that's the case. So that's what it's here for you. So with Saturn and Sagittarius, it's here to teach you that on a broad perspective, on a more it's trying to make you more sturdy with your spiritual matters, religious matters, how you learn, how you gain. This is all Sagittarius archetype. How you look at the broad perspective, long distance travel within the mind, even within the body. Saturn is trying to teach you the practical natures of these. You know what I'm saying? So you get an understanding of timing when it comes to expression, timing when it comes to the things you want to see as a broad perspective. And it dances because it's fire. We know fire dances. So you're going to see visions. And this vision may not, the same vision may not look the same way, but it's going to feel the same way. That's just like fire. The fire it's not moving the same way, but if you touch it, it's gonna make you feel the same way. So that lets you know visions is just we're giving it look because we're taking the yang light and give it a look. But visions doesn't necessarily have a look. It dances. You see what I'm saying? So Saturn has a chance to dance right now. So where Saturn was conservative and reserved and too busy analyzing everything, right now it has a chance to be a little bit more fluid and a little bit more dancing now. So now it has time to experience falling short if it happened before. So in this way, you're able to learn how to move ahead and look at the broad perspective and know that your falling shorts is actually not falling shorts. They're actually a stumble block going up instead of down. You know, you see what I'm saying? See, Saturn don't always have that perspective when it's somewhere else. Now, you got Uranus. Uranus is in Aries. It's still in Aries. So, you know, the Earth is still going through radical changes. You know what I'm saying? It's still going through rebellion. You know what I'm saying? Everyone is rebelling each other. Everyone is changing each other's outlooks on things, right? The only thing that's good about this is it's unique and original. These are some very unique and original times right now. And the archetype of uniqueness and originality is up under is a cardinal fire. And we know cardinal is initiating or creating new, and in this case, initiating and creating new feelings and the way of seeing things. Because that's what fire is. Fire is light, is seeing. Fire comes from the dark into the light. See, in this realm of reality, light goes into the dark. That's everything that you see. But where these essence come from, you know what I'm saying, it's the other way around. See, there's a backwards universe. So in order for you to see fire in this existence, you have to bring it here. And you're going to have to, it takes two or more elements in order to open up that portal, that gate, for the realm of where the actual essence of fire come from to seep through and for you to physically see it in this reality. See, it takes magic to bring fire here. Fire is not already here. See, that's how you know that earth and water rules this plane of existence, which is Earth. Now, when I say that, I don't want you to think just because you're a water sign or Earth sign, which Earth signs rule Earth in particularly, but I don't want you to think just because you're an Earth sign, oh, I rule Earth, or just because you're a water sign, oh, I'm the opportunity for Earth to get supported, or just because you're not a water or Earth sign, you feel less of yourself. No, all aspects is needed. I'm just telling you what was brought into density a little bit more than the others. Water and earth in this reality was brought into density a little bit more. So when I say they rule this dimension, when I say earth rule it, if you're an earth sign, this all I mean by that. You might be a little bit better with scheduling and time than others. You might be a little bit more better with common sense than others. You might be a little bit better at organizing than others. That's it, that's all. See, when I say rule earth, don't get a higher perception of it. You're just doing what earth does. Earth deals with growth. You may grow in your life quicker than others. This what makes you more conservative and reserved and less childish than others as an earth sign. You may grow up less childish than others, more adult-like than others, because you